Good evening, everyone.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good evening.
Can everyone actually hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I would like
Yes, we
everyone
can.
to just mute he or herself right now.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, just help me mute yourself. Okay. Give me 1 minute. Okay. So good evening, everyone. I will start by introducing myself. A quick one. I want to say that I appreciate everyone for making our time for this class. So my name is David, and I'm a trader. I trade forex and I trade crypto. So this night I want to just basically talk more about how I trade and a few things about crypto and forex altogether. So the class won't be so long, but that's why I want everyone to just pay attention to the class. Having said that, I want to start from crypto. And we all know what crypto is all about. It's like a visual coin. And in due time, the world will start going down, going back to visual. So, and with that said, crypto is actually something that is going to go around the world, even if you don't believe what I'm saying right now, but it's going to, in due time, every other country will start using crypto for transactions and many more. So basically, I want to talk about how the banks and all these pro firms, these companies make money through crypto. So having that said, basically you guys know what is called demand and supply. For those that went to high school, you guys were being taught about in your economics class, you were taught about demand and supply. So basically what controls the market now is demand and supply. So I will just go back to a bit of economics, and this is more like a concept I had to create within the years back, and I actually want to share a bit of it to everyone. So we know what equilibrium is all about. Equilibrium is just when demand and supply meets a point. And I'll just take everything a step at a time, but I'll be snappy. So when equilibrium meets that demand and supply, because what moves this price that you guys can see on my screen is demand and supply. It's just very simple. The more the demand of any product, the more the price steps up. The more the supply of every product, the more the price steps down. Just very simple. And putting all this to the chart, that's why we have something like Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is a crypto. It's crypto, right? It's just part of it. I just want to use Bitcoin because it's what everybody knows and it's more, you can actually understand it more better. So now, having said that, looking at my chart here, we see that there's a very push up on the price. This is just demand for Bitcoin, and this is just supply for Bitcoin. But I'll make this logic so clear. So the banks control the price. The banks doesn't have time to be looking at the chart just like you and I, because we have the commercial banks and we have the retail traders. So they do not have time to be looking at charts to start analyzing, okay, this place will be favorable. What the banks actually look at or the commercial banks or these companies, because actually Bitcoin is owned by a company, right? And so they look at basically the price. So what they look at is just this price that looking at here. They don't look at the charts. But we traders, we actually look at the chart, because the truth is that we don't control the price. The banks actually do that. Just like we have bankers going to bank every morning. Of course, we all know that bankers are actually broke. So without your money being in the bank, they're actually very broke. So what they need to do is to make good use of your money. And then if the price of the bank, maybe they have more like $20 billion in the bank. That's why you see some bank managers asking mostly their marketers to actually market so they can get more customers to the bank. So meaning that they are less in demand. So that's why it's more like people are actually asking people to come and use my bank, come and use my bank. And but people don't really know the reason why all this have been happening. And so bringing all this to crypto, that's why I said it's just actually demand and supply, demand and supply. So, and which the banks, they have specific places they venture into the market. And of course, their interest is to make money, of course. So for every business that you want to enter into, your interest is to make money. No one wants to enter into a business and doesn't make money, of course. So you want to make money, you want to have room for more money to come into the market. And so the banks still want to make money. But because of the fact that they have bigger money, they have bigger capital more than us, that's why they tend to win all the time. And believe you me when I say it's in the record that 10% of traders are actually winners, and 90% of traders actually lose money. So at every point in time, that's why I say at every point in time, they are actually sellers and they're actually buyers. But majority of the time, people tend to lose money. And that's why the few ones that actually make money from crypto and forex trading, they make good cash from it. But the ones, there are so many people out there. People just go to YouTube, search different things to actually learn forex or crypto. And that's why when they come to the chat, they start making mistakes because they don't have the good knowledge. So first of all, you should have a good knowledge of what you want to do, what you're venturing into. So with that said, I want to just go deep to a few things. So I would say the banks actually buy to sell, and they actually sell to buy. I won't really go further with this because I actually have some classes that will still go on after this class. So they actually buy to sell and they sell to buy. And of course, their aim is to make money. Looking at Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin chart is very simple, mainly looking at it because they were actually buying. That's why a lot of people heard about Bitcoin at first and nobody did anything about it. Some heard in 2014, some heard in 2015, some heard in 2016, 2017, as thereabout. But some of us heard maybe 2017 or 2018. So, but when for every company that wants to start up its company, they have these stages. They have the planning stage when everybody has to come together to actually plan. And of course, you have to be strategic about it. And money is involved, of course. When money is involved, they have to invest. That's the capital. You invest for it. So after that, they have to do something we call advert. And when they do the advert, people start hearing about it. That's why you go online, you start seeing different adverts of different products, different firms, different companies coming out. They're actually making adverts. They're actually trying to get people to actually look at their product because that's what they do. They render products and services. That's all they do. And they make money from it. So you and I will still see the advert and you don't know the reason why they're doing advert. You'll be like, oh, this company. And that's why some of them go further to actually give you bonuses. They are trying to draw you into the market. Last year, there was this, we had a lockdown, COVID-19, and so many of some certain things went up. The price of so many things, so many goods went up. And why is that? At this point, there's much demand of that product. I used noodles as an example. At that point in time, noodles stepped up, the price of noodles stepped up. And what happened was that there were less of a company that was producing noodles. And then the quantity was actually less. And so the price has to go up. That's why I said when they have more buyers in the market, more demand for a product, the price goes up. So when they have more demand for crypto, people are rushing to buy crypto, the price is stepping up because so many people don't really know the reason why crypto and all this are actually stepping up. Of course, the big companies, they actually make make revenues for that. And what do they do here? They actually distribute the price back to retail traders to actually buy. And another thing they do is that as they're distributing this price to these places, they are actually taking down the price so that they can actually acquire more goods. They can actually buy more and still step up the price. So who is actually winning here? They step up the price goes up. Maybe they bought at 5K or 10K, price goes up to about 60K. They sold the market, and that's why you see this sharp movement. When they sold, people were actually buying as they were selling, and they actually bought again from 20K or 29K to this level again, about 55K. They can decide today to sell, and they still make money. So there are still levels for market, there's still tendency for markets to come down to some places. I don't want to mention anything, but basically, I want you guys to just understand that this is very simple. Crypto is a very simple something, just that you need to understand how the market moves and how they make their money. So these banks, they actually make money at every point in time. They buy and they sell. So they buy and make money, and they sell and make money. So that's why I told you they actually buy to sell. And that's why when they're pushing down the price up, they are pushing it to a supply zone. From that supply zone, they supply the products to the people, maybe retail traders just like ours, and then buy again from a demand zone. So this is actually a very clear example of Bitcoin. So I want to go straight to the chart right now and show you guys a few things before we continue. So now we can see what happened here. The market actually went up from this level to this place and actually went up to this level. And of course, see what happened here. When the market got to this point, it was more like the momentum was very low because people started hearing about. That's why during January this year, so many people were like, they weren't much interested about Bitcoin. But around February, March, they saw that the price was going up and they started buying. The price was still stepping up because there was more demand for this product. And when the price got to about 64K, the price started falling. Nothing just happened at random. They know that they are going to push down this price. And so many people bought very late. And that's why I see as Bitcoin is stepping up at this point, so many people are actually buying. But the goal is to buy low and sell high. That is just the goal. Because if you buy high, that's why you see the market, we are actually, the big banks actually take us as liquidity. We are more like liquidity. That's why you see some people be like, I was liquidated out of the market. Why? Is because we are actually liquidity. They use you guys or they use us to actually step the price to the level they want to actually buy or sell. And so now, so many people will be like, I want to buy Bitcoin, and they're actually buying Bitcoin. They might decide to say, okay, let me leave you guys. Bitcoin will come to this level. And when it breaks this high, because this is the previous high for Bitcoin, when it breaks this previous high, they'll be like, it starts going up, skyrocketing, and people will start actually buying. Bitcoin might decide to just come down, actually come down to any of these demand areas, because they're actually demand zones here That's where market has to come down to mitigate and then step up. So that's what is actually happening. And what happens again is that we have what we call fear and greed, or FOMO, fear of missing out. And this fear of missing out cause a lot of damages to people because they bought late. Imagine that you saw Bitcoin 2017, 2018, and you bought at 17K because you saw that the market was moving to your favor. And so you bought and the market stepped down and you were being liquidated out. You won't blame yourself because you don't actually have the knowledge. Because that's what they do. They take the price up to a level, take down, take the price up, take down. And that's why there are coins that we call shit coins. All the shit coins, what happens to all the shit coins is that market had to just move up the bank because they have a project. That's why they push a lot of money on those coins. And when they push a lot of money on those coins, you see that the coins will just skyrocket, go up to a very high demand or supply zone to just move up. You start wondering why is this price stepping up? Because the banks they actually stepped the price up. They actually invested a huge amount of money so that the price will actually go up. And then people will be like, what is actually happening? I don't really know. The price is just going up. Maybe we should buy. And they buy. So when you now buy the coin, you see that the market had to just start retracing against you. You'll be like, people will be like, because I've heard it so many times. A few of my students once told me, be like, sir, can I actually buy the dip? I said, this is not actually deep because when the market got to this level, I actually sent it out to a few of my students. Okay, Bitcoin is about stepping down. So what do we need to do about it? We need to start selling. So start selling your Bitcoin right now, or you can trade it on futures that is on Binance or any other platform. They started selling and they made a lot of money. So, but that's not what we're doing right now. I'm just showing you guys how the market make money. And with that, a lot of my students have actually made money from this. Because this particular level that Bitcoin came to stop, I was actually on the Zoom class when it happened. And market came down here. This is actually a place market might tend to reverse from. And actually market from that very point, market stepped up. And so that's why I made a room for a platform on Telegram. I actually opened the group on Telegram, just a free group that can actually share a different thought. But basically, it's just Forex. So, but today I just want to talk about crypto. That's why. So, with that said, this is very simple, and I will still want you guys to still put more work on it if you actually want to learn. So, a lot of people have fear because this fear of missing out is what is killing people about Bitcoin and other. They see price stepping up and they decide to buy. And price said, okay, I'm taking this price down. And they'll be like, what's happening? One of the students that actually thought was like, sir, that it's more like they're actually watching me from my screen. Anytime I want to buy, the market start going opposite. So believe you me that this is now when psychology comes in because the big banks actually have what they call psychology traders because these psychologists they actually understand people and their mindset and movement. That's why they can be able to detect when a lot of people are actually buying a product. And when they start buying maybe Bitcoin or anything, when they start buying, they'll be like, okay, let's sell. And that's why you see market will just go against you and be like, but as a professional, when you actually get the skills, you should be able to know where the market has to return from. Because we actually got this at this point at 62K. That was when we know that Bitcoin was actually going to drop. We started selling. It pulled back, retraced, came up here again at 58. That was a very clear confirmation because I follow structure whenever I'm trading, and market started dropping down, and people will be like, what's really happening? But it's actually seen, and it's actually very clear because we actually know and we can actually predict what's going to happen in the next future. And so, with that said, because we have a few minutes to just end this class, we have about 5 minutes more to end the class. I want you guys to, you can actually unmute yourself And if you have questions, you can actually ask me questions right now.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay. So what's your question?
Sorry. So from all this, I got to understand that best time to buy is when the prices are low, right?
Yeah.
So that's all. Wait till the prices are low, buy, then sell when the prices skyrocket.
Very simple. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Thank you.
now, yeah. So now basically, how we do this is this. Please, after your questions, just mute yourself back. So basically, as a trader, that's when the professional aspect comes in. You have to be able to know where the price has to either reverse from, because future traders they actually sell and buy. My Telegram group right now, I don't know many of you that are in my Telegram group can actually, I'll still find a link and send out to us. Telegram group, I actually sent a few analyses and it was playing out. I entered a trade today. I sent it out to my Telegram group. Just wanted to do a free listing to people. But I have VIP Telegram groups. I have students that I actually teach. So the most important thing is to know where the market has to either sell or buy. So you can actually know from what I just taught you when the market has to, when you have to buy or when you have to sell. But you wouldn't know the actual place, the banks, because they have an actual zone where they buy and where they sell from. So that's when the professional aspect comes in. So any other question? You can actually unmute yourself and
Yeah, looking from this Bitcoin chart now,
yeah.
and I guess like there's a break of structure. So are we seeing a more bullish move up, or let me say just a false move and downwards?
Okay. There are actually things that I won't really say here. And but first of all, there are breaks of structures, but I actually look at the higher time frame whenever I'm analyzing the chart. So that's why they have different traders. They have swing traders, day traders, scalpers, and so on and so forth. So I have the mindset of a swing trader because that I actually swing trade and I actually day trade for some reasons when I see a clear movement in the market. So I don't have to trade every time. So they are actually break of structures, but these are lower time frames. But I actually this is a weekly chart. So going down to a 4 hours chart, you actually see that this is a very clear 4 hour break of structure. But what about this monthly chart? It's not yet broken. So I wouldn't tell you where the market is stepping up. But in due time, we actually know. And some of my students will actually say where the market is actually stepping up. But basically, I look at the higher time frame. That's where I know my bias. I get my bias from higher time frames, and from there, I know when I have to buy and when I have to sell. But the main aim is to make money at every point, make use of the opportunity because there are lots of opportunity even right now as we speak. A lot of people are waiting for deep to buy. A lot are waiting for market to break structures to start buying. Some are waiting for dips to still buy. But good thing about this is that you can actually make money, you can actually sell, and can actually buy. That's a good point. That's when the professional aspect comes in. Because in crypto, we have sports, we have futures. So, is there any other question?
Sorry. What's this features you're talking about?
Futures is in Binance. It's a trading aspect of crypto. I actually trade it just like Forex. But I don't want to go into Forex trading today. So maybe in due time, I might actually decide to engage in classes. But that will be for paid students for the first class. So that's basically. Is there any other question? Do you have any other question? You can actually unmute yourself, or you can actually.
Yeah, good evening, Master. Please, I have a question
Yeah, I'm here.
because you made mention of the goal here, which is
Yeah,
to buy low to sell high.
yeah.
So, as a novice or as a newcomer to the crypto world,
Yeah.
how are we going to be able to predict or to know when is the right time to sell or the right time or when the market is likely going to start dropping so that we can be able to sell?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, that's why I actually engage in mentorship classes. So after this, I know some persons would like to actually get to know this. I actually have a mentorship that I do. I actually have classes for my students. I take mentorship classes. So you can actually reach me. That's why I stated how you can actually reach me. Let me just put it up here. So this is, you can actually follow me on YouTube. I just opened an account on YouTube having this Tech FX coin, and I'll start posting in due time. Then you can actually message me on Instagram, right? Actually message me on Instagram for the mentorship class. I actually host classes because after this class, we have less than few seconds to end the class. So after this class, I will still have some of my students having on Zoom call too after this class. So this is just what I do because I'm a professional trader. And so you can actually message me on official body on IG or follow and actually follow me on YouTube. This is my channel on YouTube. So in due time, let me just, you can actually message me on any platform, but let me just put this